Okay, good day class. So how are you today? So I hope that all of you are fine. So even though we are on modular distance learning today. So let us start our lesson with a short review regarding our previous lesson. So for this part, you are going to tell whether the following volcanoes are active or not. Okay, so since we are now through with our review, let us now proceed with our next lesson. So in the picture, so you can see a mountain which is called Mount Kilimanjaro. So this mountain is located in Africa. So we all know that Africa is located near the equator. And based from our knowledge, that when a certain place is located near the equator, so the temperature is high. But as you notice, the peak of this mountain is covered with ice. So how is this possible? So before we go further, let us first differentiate a weather from a climate. So weather is the temporary condition of the atmosphere at a place. Okay, so weather always changes from time to time, hour every hour, and it depends on a certain location. So say for example, our weather here in Gentry today is very hot. But we do not expect that in some other places, they are also experiencing hot weather. Maybe in some other places, it is raining right now. Because weather varies from different places at different time. Okay, so what about climate? So climate is the overall average weather at a place over a period of time. So how does it differs from weather? So in climate, we are talking of the weather for a long period of time. So it doesn't changes uh, every minute, every hour because it is climate. And climate always occur in a long period of time. Okay, so I hope that you understand the difference between weather and climate. So let us proceed. So what are the different factors affecting climate? So we are going to discuss that today. Okay, so what you see in the picture is a mountain. So the picture shows one of the mountain in Africa, which is Mount Kilimanjaro. Now, the peak of this mountain is covered with ice. So what do you think is the factor that affect the climate of this place? Okay, when you say altitude, then you are right. Okay, so meaning this place is high. That is why its climate is cold. That's why it is experiencing a cold climate. Okay. Now, another factor that affects climate is what we call topography. Now, when we say topography, it is the surface feature of the land. So, ano ba yung surface feature ng land? Is it mountainous? Patag ba siya? Okay, that is what we call topography. Okay, now, on the picture, it shows the two sides of the mountain. So, dalawa kasi ang side ng mountain. So, one is what we call the windward side. And the windward side is the side of the mountain facing the wind. Nakaharap siya sa hangin. And the leeward side, the other side of the mountain, which is not facing the wind. Walang hangin. Okay. Now, on which side of the mountain do you think is the temperature low? What about on which side of the mountain is the temperature high? So, why do you think so? Okay. So, if your answer is the one with the low temperature is the windward side, then you are right. Why? Because on the windward side, as you shown in the picture, it has a bodies of water that contributes in its temperature, making the temperature low. While on the other side of the mountain, it is usually desert, so therefore, the temperature is hot. Let us now identify the climate of the following places. So I have here a sample of the different places in the Philippines. So what you're going to do is to identify the climate of the following places based on the two factors that we discussed. Okay, we have 4 provinces in the picture. This is Pangasinan, Zambales, Batangas, and Quezon Province. So what do you think is the climate on these places? Okay, next. We have Sagada, Banawe, and Baguio. Okay, so what do you think are the climate on these places? Okay, next. It is one of the provinces on the northern Luzon, and this is Ilocos. Okay, and the last one. It is near our place. We can easily go in this place. Okay, this is Tagaytay. So what kind of climate is experienced by Tagaytay? Okay, so very good if you know the answer to these questions. Now, it is your turn to do activity number 2 and number 4 in your answer sheet. So I am going to send you the picture of our activity, and then you are going to answer the guide questions on the activity. Okay. So based from our discussions, so what are the different factors that affect climates? Okay, so one is the altitude, the height of the place, and the other one is the topography, the surface feature of the land. Okay, now we are familiar with Baguio City and Tagaytay City. So these places is located on a high altitude. So the question is, how does Baguio City and Tagaytay City benefit from its cold climate? So how is these places affected by pandemic? Okay. So for the summary of our lesson, so let us have a short quiz. So you are going to choose the letter of the correct answer. So there are 5 items here that you need to answer. Okay, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the last part of our lesson, so make a short reflection of what you have learned from this lesson. Okay, that's all, and good day, everyone.